tiny howitzers like a brick wall. And that kick from Billy Starks. Look at that straight in the face. Starks, the leverage. And just sit hiding on her face.
Okay, now what's Billy doing here? What's she going to do?
She's King Creed.
She's trying to hit a home run here. That's what she's trying to do.
Headed to the stars up top in the ballpark. Billy Starks.
Calling her shot.
Textbook swanton from Billy Starks, and that is ball game at the ballpark. Billy Starks, welcome to Journey Pro. Enforcer Art Anderson, and a big left hand by the enforcer Art Anderson rocks Jerry Wyatt. Up and over and out of the ring goes Jerry Wyatt, courtesy of Ace Steel. Slice bread number 2 attempted by Vic Capri. But Steel with a big shotgun drop kick sends Capri into the corner. Tagging to Brock Anderson. And a spike pile driver by Anderson and Steel onto Capri. We've got a cover 2 and 3. That'll do it. Your winners of this matchup, Ace Steel and Brock Anderson, along with their manager for the evening, the enforcer Art Anderson. Jackson's on his feet. Camaro Jackson has found a whole different level. Outlaw, staggered. Jackson waiting on him. He says this is all. Camaro Jackson, lariat. He rolls him over. Center of the ring. Count of 3. He's done it. Camaro Jackson is the Crown of Glory champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, 21 minutes, 27 seconds. Your winner by pinfall and the new Crown of Glory champion, the Quad Mother, Camaro Jackson.
He had to walk through the valley of darkness in this match to reach the promised land. Mike Outlaw threw everything at Camaro Jackson, and it just wouldn't be enough. Camaro Jackson, what an insane dog! And because of that,
Big dive. Dive by Gary. Here he comes again. At his feet. Gary likes to hit these in three. Sometimes if he can get enough momentum, he'll keep going until he tires out. Let's see what we're going to have here. Fourth. Gary kneel down. Kneel down. Let's see here. Gary's already in a rhythm. Here comes Gary full head of steam in the ring. Oh! Got the knee! Dingo driver! Oh, he's a Dingo driver. We got a cover here. 1, 2. Got him! What? Are you kidding me? Is that a 3 count? Derek Neal's just beat the champion in 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 damn minutes.
Welcome to episode 26 of the I-70 Hot Tag. Tonight, our guest is a mainstay in KCXW. He's the former Metro champion and is one half of the tag team Ready to Smash. We'll be joined with Jay Savage. Plus, as we all know, New Breed Wrestling is holding a Chris Wyatt memorial event in Eldon, Missouri this Saturday. But they recently announced a blockbuster match that's a definite can't miss. Last but not least, the Premier have responded to the Howlett's Dog Collar Match Challenge for Central States Wrestling. We'll play their entire video plus much more. Don't go anywhere because the official 6-month edition of the I-70 Hot Tag starts now.
This is the Kenny Alfonso.
I am Old Eagle, that damn coyote, Christian, by God, Rosen.
This is the Deliverer, Moses.
This is Moonshine Manziel.
This is the Mile High Magnum, Dax Raker.
This is the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, current reigning, defending Impact World Champion. You're watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
And now, CR Media presents the I-70 Hot Tag with your host, Chaos Chase, and the real Josh Elliott.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chase, aka CR Media. You are looking at the 26th 6-month episode of the I-70 Hot Tag, where we talk about Kansas and Missouri independent professional wrestling. Man, 6 months.
Crazy to think about, isn't it?
We were just talking backstage before we started this show, guys. It's nuts, man. Like, we went from, starting the AEW Dynamite post show, which has evolved quite a bit since Josh left. And now, now we're, to the time where we decided, hey, let's do a show where we talk about Kansas and Missouri independent professional wrestling. And here we are 6 months later. So they say find your niche. And I think Josh and I found it. So
I think we found it, man.
Yeah. Guys, we are live on Twitch, CR Media 1988, twitch.tv/CR Media 1988. We are also live on the I-70 Hot Tags YouTube page and Facebook page. So please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never, ever miss anything from the I-70 Hot Tag. Myself, CR Media, like I said, you can find me on Twitch at CR Media 1988. And if you look at that tag right there, guys, that tag is going to tell you exactly where you can find us. Jake Boss 45678. Jake, we appreciate you joining tonight. We got a hell of a show planned for you guys. But yeah, that's where you can find me on social media. Josh, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, my friend?
Absolutely, man. You can find me at The Real Josh Elliott. I'm on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. But for all that wrestling content, I run the I-70 Hot Tag social media accounts on every social media platform. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. And as Chase said, we are live on our YouTube page as well as our Facebook page. So go give us a follow, like, share, subscribe on all those channels, and appreciate you guys tuning in. Guys, we got a hell of an episode tonight.
Absolutely, Josh. Is it hashtag I-70 Hot Tag or is it exclamation point I-70 Hot Tag or is it exclamation point the I-70 Hot Tag?
I think it's just exclamation point I-70 Hot Tag without the. There it is. We got the link tree posted in the chat, guys. Go check that out.
Absolutely.
I think Chase is going to post the Discord and the link tree for CR Media as well. If he can figure out what what tags he put on there.
Jesus. It's like amateur hour over here, guys, and I'm the one that made the damn thing.
Why don't you act like you've done this before?
Yeah, I heard that.
I want to give go ahead, Chase.
I was going to say, like Josh mentioned, the Discord, make sure you join the Discord, guys. We're always notifying when we go live in the Discord. We're always talking and having some fun conversations in the Discord. So make sure you get in there and check it out. It's lots of fun. There's the link right there. And if you need it later on, it is exclamation point Discord. So Josh, you said you had something?
No, I was just going to give a shout out to our I-70 Hot Tag guests last week. It was a dual show or dual guest show. We had both Campbell Myers and SK Bishop, the Premier, aka the P Boys, joined us. Talked all about their upcoming ventures. They talked
Themselves.
about UCW themselves a lot. Yes,
They talked about themselves a whole lot.
That area,
especially Campbell. All he did was talk about himself.
Campbell does like to talk. He likes to talk about himself mostly. So yeah. Guys, we got those. If you didn't see, we got that episode posted on all the social media or all the podcast platforms: Anchor, Google Podcast, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify. So if you want to go catch that on the podcast, go check that out.
Absolutely. So Josh, do you want to introduce our guest?
Yeah, man. So we're gearing up for Destiny, guys. So KCXW on October 15th. Like we said in the intro, he is one half of the tag team known as Ready to Smash. We're gonna have guest Jay Savage.
Kansas City. If you've been clicking around on the interwebs long enough that you're still here, it means one of two things. Number one, you're interested in Kansas City Extreme Wrestling. Number two, and most importantly, you're interested in Jay Savage.
And we're live. What's up, guys?
How you doing, man? Appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, what is going on? Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be here. So much good wrestling stuff. You got me so hyped. It was like after the intro was amazing. So much wrestling, so many big moments. The Camaro Jackson's thighs looking meaty. I'm so hyped up for this now. If I wasn't before, I am now. This is amazing.
Hell yeah. Go ahead, Jason.
Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to ask you what time or how long ago was that recording that we had in the intro?
I'm glad you brought that up because when you first shared that on Instagram and like I recognized the words, but I didn't recognize my own voice. I was like, and then it hit me, dude, blast from the past. I think that was like the first recorded promo that was ever posted like on the internet for KCXW. So that's probably 6 years old, 5 years old. You know, wow, that was going way back. That's funny.
So we were talking before the show. You had mentioned, you had asked us if we had gone around that moment with Camaro Jackson at Glory Pro in St. Louis. That was my first time to go see a wrestling event in St. Louis. So,
oh wow, well that sounds like a good one to go to, man. Sheesh. I'd seen the promos for it leading up to it, but I hadn't seen any footage of it, of course. Besides that, just now.
Yeah, so it was a phenomenal card that Glory Pro put on. However, I'm not a fan of the venue, so the venue's kind of
okay. Well, make your voice heard. Maybe they won't go back.
I think they'll go back. So, Jay, we greatly appreciate you taking the time to do this. The whole concept of this show is to, allow us and our viewers and Kansas City wrestling fans, Missouri and Kansas wrestling fans, to get an opportunity to find out more about Jay Savage and find out what Jay Savage is about. So I start off every single interview we do by asking for you to tell us who is Jay Savage.
Yeah. So I'm, to be completely honest with you, the quintessential good guy. And that's what motivates me. And that's what made me fall in love with pro wrestling is the good versus evil. And, one of the things that I enjoy about being Jay Savage is it gives me that ability to, when pushed, I have the ability to be savage, to take it to the limits and do things that kind of are on that line of like, that's brutal, but the motivations are there because I've had such great bad guys to go against. But essentially, that's what motivated me to like wrestling was the in between the matches, the good versus evil stories they tell in the promos, and that is what I fell in love with. So that's my attempt, being ready to fight, living life to the savagest, being who you are. I'm not the biggest dog in the fight, right? Just like the good guy in wrestling, it's one of those things where everything is stacked against me, but I'm ready to fight and I'm living life to the savagest, and good will overcome because good is determined and headstrong, and that's Jay Savage. I don't even need a first name because I'm so savage.
So I wanted to ask you, Jay, how long have you watched wrestling? Been a wrestling fan?
Just about 20 years or so. Consistently, you know, I was introduced to it earlier than that by my grandma, believe it or not. I love telling the story. So I don't know a whole lot of people whose grandma got him into pro wrestling. So she kind of introduced me to it. You know, she's the only one in my family that liked it. You know, absolutely loved it. So I knew all about it before I knew all about it, if that makes sense. In about 2002, 2003, maybe more consistently, she lived with us. So the whole household was watching wrestling every Thursday night on UPN. You know, we didn't have cable, but we could get wrestling. Yeah. By God, we watched it. So at that time is when I really was watching it weekly, you know, and that's when I fell in love and was like, looked forward to it and got to know the wrestlers and knew my favorites. And it was just from there, it became a habit, you know?
So tell me who your favorite is and why it's John Cena.
Because he's the quintessential good guy.
As soon as I like, there was just something about the look and something about the you know, your like everything about it. And I thought, man, like I didn't see it until now. Like watching your matches, I don't see it, you know, because the look. But like right now with the hat and the shirt, I was like, oh my God, dude, it's Mr. Hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's the damn blue shirt. If I was wearing a different shirt, right? That's the
yeah. If you'd have wore the singlet, I wouldn't have said anything. It's probably the hat. If you'd have wore the singlet, I wouldn't have said it. I love
it. Let me go change real quick. I'll be right back. I promise.
So, you know, why don't you tell us kind of how you first broke into the wrestling business?
Yeah, so I found out about the Extreme Wrestling Center out in Raytown from a Facebook ad. I had no idea that there was any sort of wrestling, anything. You know what I mean? It was one of those things where I wanted to pack up and leave for California or whatever, because that's where bodybuilding and wrestling and show business is, you know what I mean, out of high school. But I just didn't do that. Obviously, right? You don't, I'm not that impulsive of a person, realistically. As fun as that would have been to probably make those decisions out of high school, that's just not my personality. I'm not impulsive in that way, right? So I never did. Lo and behold, I just kind of went about life, started going to school, getting jobs, things like that, and then stumbled across the Extreme Wrestling Center when I had the opportunity to have a good enough job where I could afford it and provide for my family. My first son was like 2 years old at the time, you know? So we were just getting stable in life, and I saw this wrestling ad, you know, and I was just like, you know, babe, we can afford it now. Look at this school I found. And she's like, why aren't you there already? Why are you talking to me? You know, she's been so supportive of it since the beginning. But yeah, soon as I saw the ad, you know, I scheduled a tryout, and I actually was doing door-to-door cable sales at the time. And I selected my turf out in Raytown so I could just go to work out in Raytown. And then at the end of my workday, swing by there for my tryout. And then, I mean, I joined that night. I passed the tryout, and, you know, they have you do these physical things and kind of ask you questions and things of that nature. And I mean, I went in just like, I'm joining tonight no matter what. If I can get through whatever this tryout process is and get in here, I'm just joining wrestling school tonight. Then that's how I looked at it on my way there. It was just, I'm joining. But that's it. A Facebook ad, man. Facebook ad was the trajectory of everything, you know?
Awesome.
So, Jay, you know, you're a big comic book collector. Yes. A lot of your posts on social media show pictures and videos of the various comics that you come across. Talk to us about some of your favorite comics and how you first became a collector.
Yeah, so really, honestly, I'm just a huge kid. If I didn't like, okay, I'm stuck at 10 years old, basically, man. Anything I liked at 10, I still like now. So comics are a huge part of that, you know. it's one of those things in a positive way. Sometimes childhood trauma just it kind of imprints on you and is stuck there, right? So I always had comics as a kid, and I've always stuck with that. As a kid, it was therapeutic. Now it's just the collectability, and I really enjoy just reading. It's my quiet time, as an adult. But a lot of my favorite comics is honestly anything Amazing Spider-Man. Anything Amazing Spider-Man, preferably 60s and 70s, your Silver Age Spider-Mans. Those are my bread and butter. Those are my pride and joys. They can be hard to come across, so I always get it. Low grade's better than no grade, but Silver Age in general, anything silver. DC, Golden Age. I do own a DC, I own a couple Golden Age books now, really, really low grade. But my first Golden Age book I acquired at the beginning of this year was the first appearance of Kryptonite in a Superman comic. So it's like, I don't know the number. I honestly, off the top of my head, I don't. I think it's like 246 or something around that range, But it's Golden Age book, really, really early Superman. And that's my pride and joy. Because like Kryptonite, the first appearance of Kryptonite, that's such a huge first appearance because then it's like, and it's not anything close to what it is nowadays. You wouldn't believe it. It's, it's like a red jewel in a turban. It's not anything it's wild. Yeah. Totally different than what we know as Kryptonite now, but those are some of my favorites that I own. And yeah.
Awesome. Do you have any idea how many comic books that you have?
I don't. It would be like a large number. I mean, if we perceived as a large number, comics are really easy to store, and a lot of them are at 50 cents to $1. But I probably have maybe 1,200. A good estimated guess, like inside my home at this time. Some of them are for sale, though. A few hundred are a box that I have for sale. I set up at a con a couple weeks ago, and my son and I got to cosplay, and we sold comics and stuff like that. It was my first time being a vendor, so that was very fun because it gave me a reason to be at the con all day. When I'm there and I'm looking around and I'm spending money, I'm either broke and I'm done looking, or I don't have any money and I can only look for so long, and it's kind of like, eh. But when you're there selling stuff, you can just be there all day, and you got a place to sit. Most importantly, you got a place to go back and sit. So,
absolutely,
it's fun. Yeah, essentially though, like I said, I just I didn't grow out of anything, so I feed into all of it.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. Real quick, it looks like that Billy Kid on Twitch. We appreciate the follow on Twitch. If you guys haven't already, make sure you're following twitch.tv/crmedia1988. Sunny Money, our good friend of the show, says, I bet I'm one of the only people in the comments who owns the Jay Savage shirts.
All right, two things there. Number one, I don't know if I should be offended because you're assuming that everyone's not buying my shirts and I'm not making a living just off my t-shirt money. But number two, thank you for buying my t-shirt and wearing the Jay Savage t-shirt. So I appreciate you, but ouch.
Well, Anthony, I don't know how to say that last name.
Madrigal, my guy, PP&J.
Madrigal.
He knows. Woo.
He said you would be wrong, Sunny Money. And then Sunny said, I said I was one of the only, not the
only. All right, that's fair. I do only have two, so that works.
We do have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Chase.
I was going to say, we do have a question from the chat. That's one of the best parts about this show, Jay, is that we like to let the users interact with us and the wrestlers. So Dean Houston says, any wrestlers at KCXW really stand out to you, and what one wrestler has been your fave to wrestle?
That's a really, really, really good question. I really enjoy wrestling Hard Luck Hal because nothing makes me happier than hitting him in his face. Like, it's just, it feels good. He's got a very punchable face, and he seems to want to cross paths with me a lot. So Hard Luck Hal has definitely been one of my favorites to wrestle. As far as anyone that stands out, absolutely. Shylin, absolutely fantastic female athlete that we have. Killer athlete. I'm actually terrified to step in the ring with her. She's been going toe-to-toe with some of the guys recently, and I'm just glad that I'm in the tag team picture right now. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah. We watched her and Slammer, and she took Slammer to the max. So
killer work.
Yep. Tony Magic 913, appreciate that follow, man. Josh,
so I just wanted to ask, Chase and I like the fantasy book every once in a while. So I've got a couple here, since since you got a big tag match coming up, and we'll get to that later. But tell us somebody from mainstream WWE, AEW, Impact that you would love to be a tag team partner with, and then on the flip side, with that tag team partner, name a tag team you want to go against.
Okay, yeah, of course. This is an easy one right away. Rey Mysterio, because as a father of 2 punk kids, I would like to help him put his son in his place. Immediately, that's the answer. Like I'm 31 now. I'm in total dad mode, dude. I'm like Dominic, bro. I want to fight Dominic now. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I've got a 17-year-old, man, and
no way. You're not old enough to have
yeah.
a 17-year-old. That's insane.
Yeah, barely old enough. I'm 34, so
okay, yeah, just old enough. That's right.
Yeah, and like when I see Dominic, I'm like, I want to throw throwing sticks at her. And
Isn't that crazy though?
Watch
man?
your mouth.
Some days you still got to feel 17, right? I mean, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Time flies, man.
It does, especially when you're having fun.
Maybe that just goes back to me with my damn wrestling and comics. I don't know how old I am, man. I'm like the Blink 182 song, but it's what's my age again? No one likes you when you're 31. Yeah. I'm overplayed, man. It's 10 years too long. What's going
on? So Jay, I wanted to ask you, man, where do you see Jay Savage in 5 years?
Oh, that's a great question. This is going to be maybe not a motivational answer, but maybe in some capacity it would be. I don't know if I have a vision for Jay Savage 5 years from now. I'm in an interesting spot with Jay Savage where over the pandemic, it was one of those things where at 31 years old, just to go back to that, as much as I love wrestling, I kind of made up my decision a while ago that I wasn't really going to pursue it outside of the local stuff. Absolutely love everything I've done with KCXW, especially the Metro Championship run. I've had some great villains, Juno Granger. Ryan, I actually won the Metro Championship because I eliminated Infinite as the last one in a Battle Royal to begin everything I did as Metro Champion. So that was super cool for him to be able to come in. And if I was going to lose it, which is not cool, I'm not happy about, and if I get the opportunity, I'm going to smack those shiny glasses off his face again. And we'll go at it toe-to-toe for the Metro Championship because if I can wear it again, I want to. But it was cool if I was going to lose it to him. So I didn't feel like anything. Jay Savage didn't lose anything by losing that match. And right now I'm having some of the most fun that I've ever had because I've been in a lot of big matches against a lot of great villains. But right now I'm having a lot of fun with my best friend Shannon, dude. And we just get to have fun, knock heads together. And I get to do half the work that I'm used to, right? So it's awesome. It's really fun. I don't have a vision for Jay Savage, but what's been awesome is ever since I decided not to pursue wrestling more fervently and travel because I do so enjoy so much my family life, I stopped really worrying about the vision and where is Jay Savage going to go. It's how good can I just make the situation that Jay Savage is in right now, and how can I make it entertaining for the fans? And that's what's really fun about switching it up to tag teams for me right now is it's so out of the ordinary out of everything that I thought I wanted out of wrestling. Because I enjoyed the singles, the good guy, the hoorah, the Metro Championship gave me a lot of great battles and purpose and storytelling. But right now I'm just having fun, knocking heads with my best friend, dude. So we're going to see how that goes. And then we'll see in 5 years, maybe I'll be by myself again because, we'll see. I don't know how much Shannon's got in the tank. But right now we got a whole lot, and we're going to bring it to Destiny.
There you go. There you go. Sunny Money says Jay Savage is still one of my favorites of all time. So
all-time
favorite wrestlers.
The okayest there was, the okayest there is, and the okayest there ever will be. I'll tell you what.
Kind of. I want to keep with the theme with the in advance in 5 years. This time I want you to go back 10 years. If you can go back 10 years, what advice would you give yourself?
That's a great question because it's funny. Just in the day-to-day life, I do a lot of fun question exercises for, objection and overcoming and stuff like that in the sales environment. And I'm always a big harper on, I really enjoy life now. So I'd never really go back and do anything. So I don't really have any regrets or anything I would change. As far as advice I would give myself, I think I would just tell myself to be patient and you're on your own timeline and not to compare yourself to others. Because in some aspects, I've got things that people dream of, right? and then maybe I don't think I have something somewhere else, but it's not based on what I'm doing with my life. It's based on what someone else did with their life and the timeline they're on. So then that brings the idea of inadequacies on your life, because if you look at just your life and your decisions, you're like, I'm really happy. Then you're like, well, John Cena was world champion at 25. Jay Savage was Metro champion at 29. Who got the Raw end of that deal, right? So, but I don't care because I have 2 children that John Cena will never have. I'm very happy. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I would tell myself to just be patient and focus on your happiness, you know?
Right.
I think I did that. You know, I think that, what's stupid is I think I followed that advice, but I would reiterate it to myself if that makes sense. I don't know, man. That's a great question. It's profound. It's a profounding question.
For sure. Chase, you good, man?
I think so.
I think it's having some camera issues. So,
having some internet.
We'll throw you off here. There you go. All right, we'll let him get that figured out. I'm going to go ahead and move to the next one here. So I wanted to talk about KCXW Destiny. That's kind of that's kind of the big theme here. Chase and I are going to both be in attendance. Can't wait for that. And you kind of already touched on them a little bit. You're teaming up with the Bully Smasher, Shannon Reed. Kind of tell us how that team kind of came about. What the whole story behind it, and how you guys became ready to smash.
You know what I'm going to say.
Tell the story.
Destiny.
It is Destiny.
That's how we came together. Destiny, man. That's what it's all about. It was a blustery, cold day in December 6 years ago. Jay Savage walked into the Extreme Wrestling Center and was destined to team up with Shannon to knock Hal Rogers' head in. Dude, and Jacob Maxson. Dude, it's crazy. We just got put in a position where Hal Rogers was, again, screwing me over. And if anyone who knows anything about KCXW knows, and if you don't, go back and watch. It'll confirm what I'm going to tell you. I have been screwed over by just about every single partner I have ever had in KCXW. I've been a Season of Excellence champion. I've been the leader of the Stranglers, and I had to fight every member of my team because they wanted my spot. There's been so much inner turmoil in the life of Jay Savage from the start to finish of KCXW. You would think that I would never team up with anyone again. But truly, in the short amount of time that I've been dealing with Hard Luck and his new partner, Jacob, Shannon showed up in a big way. And he's a KCXW vet. We've got 6 years of experience against the ring, in the ring against each other, and on the outside of the ring as fathers. So, dude, it's great. I've never felt more confident in a partner, and Destiny brought us together. The show writes itself, man.
Love it. Love it. Dean Houston says Hard Luck sucks. Not a fan.
We can start a chant for that. I like that.
There you go. So, speaking of your team ready to smash, you two are a big match at Destiny against Dirty Deeds, Daniel Maxson, and Hard Luck Hal. So if you can, turn on the gimmick a little bit, turn on the Jay Savage gimmick, and send a message to Maxson and Rogers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I will. Because the thing about Hard Luck Hal Rogers and his new partner is they like to show up, But here's the deal. Hang on one second. You told me to. Can we edit this? Can we cut this out? I'm sorry. This is terrible. I wasn't ready for it. See, the problem was you told me to turn on the gimmick, and I was like, the gimmick. I was in the gimmick, man. What's the deal? No, but
I'll
really,
cut it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Destiny, October 15th. We are ready to smash. Shannon Reed and Jay Savage are going to show up. The show writes itself. Destiny put us together. We're going to knock heads, and nothing makes me happier than showing up to KCXW and punching Hal Rogers in his, well, I was going to say pretty little face, but he's ugly. This whole block here, man, just we've been live, but after the fact, this has got to be.
Love it, man. Love it. So, KCXW, you're obviously going to be at Destiny. Is there any other bookings or ventures outside of wrestling maybe that you got going on in the next few weeks?
Outside of wrestling, we've got just our content as far as posting on TikTok and social media and all that. I don't have any like live events or anything set up, whether wrestling or any other cons or anything like that. I have a con list, but me and my buddy split booths, so we haven't really scheduled another date for both of us to set that up. So I don't have really anything set up for the rest of the year, to be honest with you. It's been a pretty quiet year. After October, that'll kind of be it. I'll just continue to train, and we'll shoot the shows for YouTube. So KCXW does have ongoing YouTube content. So there is wrestling matches and story being told outside of the live events at the shows. So there is still monthly activity. We're recording about 3 or 4 of those every single month. And so those are still going out. So those are still on the books for the rest of the year, weekly. But other than that, outside of KCXW, no.
Okay. So for those Saturday Slam episodes, is that open to the public to come in and watch that? Or how is those, who's sitting in the crowd there watching those events?
Yeah. So it is open to the public, but it's so minimal. It's just kind of a couple handful of people because the capacity for the building is so small. So it's not anything. And it's like first come, first serve because we don't charge for tickets there because it's not a paid live event. It's just a taping for the shows. So yeah, it's just, different people most of the time, but some of the same people.
I don't know about that.
Hey, I'll sign it.
Hey, you heard that, Sonny. Gonna sign your Speedo.
Hey, if you change your costume, they'll let you in the ring.
Sonny talked about obviously the merch. Is there anywhere that we can buy the Jay Savage merch other than live events, or is there an online store?
Yeah, absolutely. So whatamaneuver.net. I know it's a mouthful, but if you type it into Google, it'll autocorrect it for you. But whatamaneuver.net, you can just search Jay Savage in the stores. I do have the link on all my social medias. So just Jay Savage on Facebook, you can always get the link from there. And then J.E. Savage III on Instagram. Link is everywhere. But there is an internet store, but of course we will have in-person shirts. So at Destiny, we're actually going to have our first Ready to Smash shirts. So I'm interested to see how well those go. And even Destiny, even the name Ready to Smash, the Bully Smasher, Ready to Fight, Ready to Smash. It's just Destiny, man. It actually sickens me how well it works. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not happy about it, Josh, but I can't believe how excited I am. It doesn't make sense.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. Talk about Soccer Nation a little bit. They went there last time and they sold out. They had standing room only.
Yes.
I haven't been there for a wrestling event. What was that like wrestling in that venue?
So just to not scare anyone away from standing room only, yes, that's a great thing for us, but we were able to actually find another set of bleachers. So don't hesitate from coming or bring a lawn chair because every seat is a good seat. Right. So just don't hesitate to bring your own seating. If that's something, just throw it in your trunk and be ready for it. But Soccer Nation is great. Very open. Every seat's a great seat. Every seat's practically front row. Unless you're me, you need to sit in the front. Everyone's taller than me. But the best actual, what is the word I'm thinking of? Concession. Some of the best food, dude. I actually got to stop myself from overeating before the match when we get there. But it's a great venue. Really good time and open spacing. The kids can play. My 8-year-old now. God, he's growing up. But he's great about just running around, wears them out. So you get to enjoy the wrestling. The kids are tired at the end of the night. Great venue. We're actually excited about it. That's been a lot of the athletes' favorite venue to work in.
That's awesome. So Sunny Money says Soccer Nation is dope. That spot in downtown KCK they ran a couple years back was hotter than that Shannon's breath.
Oh, no way, dude. State Street was probably my favorite venue we were ever in. It was great. It brought the heat. There was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears spilled in that arena. I'm gonna get some water real quick.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine, guys. Guys, we got a few more minutes here. If you guys want to submit some questions for Jay Savage, we're at 40 minutes now, so we can go another 10 to 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, I really enjoy listening to the sound of my own voice too. So you got to just tell me when I'm done. Like, hey, I-70's done with you, Savage.
You're good. We appreciate it. And plus, we're trying to stall for Chase's internet to restart, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, so you kind of mentioned or tell us about your social media. You kind of talked about it a little bit. Where can we find you on social media?
Yes. So I got the Jay Savage pages, J.E. Savage III on everything. My family and I's content outside of pro wrestling, if you have any interest in that, is just Harris Family Hobbies. That's everywhere. I really did my best to streamline everything. Harris Family Hobbies is exactly the same. You can find it on anything. If you Google it, everything should come up. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. I mean, we tried to, I tried to make it on everything just so we were there. Even if we do, like Twitch isn't something that we normally use often because I'm not big into gaming and I know you can do just chatting, but my views are on all the other platforms. So I got to be patient, I know, and just switch to Twitch to make people get there. But yeah, it's been great. Yeah, we're everywhere else. That's just pop culture stuff, comics, pop culture, cosplay, the works. You know what I mean? Wrestling. There is a lot of wrestling content, a lot of John Cena content. So if you're not a John Cena fan, I'm sorry, but it is just like I have a video series on YouTube of just all the T-shirts I've collected over the years, from when I was a kid all the way up till now. And it just so happened to be in line with like the 20-year. Like I didn't plan that necessarily at all. It just kind of destiny wrote that story, man. And on October 15th, you can experience Destiny live at Soccer Nation. But yeah, it's cool. That's just the other part of that, though. But yeah, that's where you can find me all over social media. I really enjoy it. But at the end of the day, I like to entertain people, whether it's wrestling or content and social media. And TikTok was very good to me in the 2 years where wrestling was shut down. 2020, everything kind of shut down. How do I entertain people now? How do I stay relevant? In the world that is social media. So it's been fun, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was a crazy time for wrestling. I don't know if you were watching much of the mainstream stuff, but it was crazy how much I didn't realize how much a crowd made a television show.
Yeah.
And when they stopped having a live crowd, it just took away so much from both WWE and AEW both.
Right.
It's crazy, man. So
how great did some of the cinematic matches become, though? I mean, it kind of helped them in some ways, but I do definitely. I won't say that the pros outweighed any of the cons by any means, but I mean, there were creative things that it forced them to get creative.
For sure,
it was interesting, very interesting.
So Sonny, it's already off the screen here. He's asked, did you tell us about your ROH tryout?
Yes. Yeah. I try and bury that thought. No, I'm just kidding. That was actually, so it's one of the most proudest moments of my wrestling time, but one that it's not it wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't anything to be proud of, but I'm very proud of it, because there are people who are better wrestlers who've been wrestling for a lot longer that have never been in that position, But I think what I'm most proud of is, and I'll give a shout out to Brutal Bob Evans. He will probably never see this, but he really honestly preaches a simple concept of show up, be of service, make yourself useful, have a safe, smart match that entertains people, and be available. You'll get better at wrestling along the way, and you'll be of service to people until you're better at wrestling. Lo and behold, what do? You take Brutal Bob Evans' advice, you apply it to ROH. You just got a card full of guys. I was part of a card full. I wasn't even a guy that set up the card pool each year or anything. But I just went to ROH 2 years in a row, volunteered as ring crew in Chicago. And the second year, they recognized you. They're like, oh, hey, you were here last year. Hey, you've been working really hard. We noticed you. We have a dark match. This guy needs an opponent. Did you have your ring gear? I'm like, hell yeah, I got my ring gear. I don't know why. I never thought in a million years I'd actually wrestle. It's just a good luck charm. You don't go anywhere without your ring gear in wrestling, And if you want to call it ring gear, right? I mean, I wore that singlet for the first 4 years probably wrestling. A terrible singlet, dude. It was awful. But I'll give a shout out to Brutal Bob Evans. He gave me shit the first time. He said, "You don't look like a wrestler, kid." And I was like, "Guess I'll keep wearing it." But yeah, no, it's simple, man. I just showed up. I was available. I was of service, and they needed me. So then I was there, Got a lot of flack for that match. Oh, God, the YouTube comments, they're awful, right? Ate You Live. I was excited about that, though, because I was like, you mean to tell me that I got to wrestle for a national company where people are making mean YouTube comments about me? That doesn't mean that I was good at wrestling and they were just being mean. They were right. That's fine. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I've been wrestling for a year, dude. What? And I got to wrestle for Ring of Honor? This is amazing, so it was cool. But I mean, I didn't, between that match and now, that was kind of I got my 2-3-year-old. I'd rather be at home, because there was a while in the beginning of wrestling where it's just not for me, I would travel. I didn't even travel that often, but I was traveling more often than now, obviously. But when I did, I would just spend the weekend in a car full of dudes at a hotel room or whatever. I was like, I would just rather be with my wife and son. I'd love the wrestling and I'd love the crowd and I love the meeting, but then the before and after is still rather be at home with my wife and kid, and KCXW allows me to do that. What's cool is we live in 2022 where what we want to do, we can do where we want to do it. And I'm worldwide with TikTok and I'm local with wrestling. So it's cool, dude. It's a cool spot to be in.
There you go. Hey, we have a special guest joining us here.
Welcome to the Josh and Jay Savage I-70 podcast.
I'll tell you what, I like him a lot better than I have some of our other guest hosts.
No flack to Brian J, baby.
Yeah. No flack to Brian J, baby. Sonny wants to know, will we ever see Mrs. J Savage get into the ring?
Ooh, so I don't know if this is a fun fact or whatever, but she actually began training before we had the second kid. So she got found out that she was pregnant, so she had to stop training. And then during the pregnancy, she went back to school. And then now she's done with school and everything. So I don't know, man. That's a great question. I can't say yes and speak for her, but if I were to say no, it would be remiss. Is that the proper use of that word? If you say yes confidently, people will believe. Thank you.
I have no idea.
Fantastic. It would be remiss to say that.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy.
Come on, man. I'm trying to hot tag you in. What's going on?
You know,
as far as I'm the most illiterate person you're ever gonna meet. Jay. I let Josh handle all that stuff.
Hey. So Sonny did ask a little bit earlier about if you had any interest to ever become a wrestling trainer.
I don't have any immediate interest to do that at all. Just don't. I don't care about the next generation, boys. They're not my problem.
It's your time.
No. I think it'd be fun. You know, my honest answer though is, and this I don't believe is true. I do believe that there's value that I could bring to people at different times, and I find myself talking to some of the newer people at XWC or some of the tapings and stuff, and you can kind of. I'm never going to be that dude that's really good at telling you how to do great moves or what moves you should do or whatever, because I'm very simple, strikes, suplexes, things that make me look strong and things of that nature. But concepts, ideas, I can share concepts and ideas and maybe how to tell something or do, you know. So I think that there's something I could bring, but ultimately I think there's just so much better people and so much more knowledgeable people. And I would just be wasting someone's time if I'm teaching them anything outside of their first week, man.
My son Demetrius wants to know if you would train him.
Yeah, absolutely, for your first week.
Yeah. He's googling how young you have to be to be a wrestler.
Oh no, it's cool. You got a dad who will sign off on it. You're all straight.
Yeah, right. So Jay, I guess I'm right here at the end.
Cool.
You know, I don't know if you heard the entrance video, but you know, we do this part at the end where we always ask everybody, you know, to kind of turn on the gimmick and just say, "Hey, this is Jay Savage, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag."
Absolutely.
So what we'll do here is we'll take us off the screen, make you full. That way we got a full video of it. So once we're off, you can go ahead and do it.
Perfect.
All right.
This is Jay Savage, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag. That's question, correct?
Yes.
That's what
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Or however you want to do it in character, however you want to do it. Yep.
Got it. This is Jay Savage, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Did my neck look thick enough in that one? I can do a second.
It did. I was like, man. So Jay, I'll be really excited to download this and get it into the Premiere Pro.
That was a good man one. I wish you were here.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna watch it. You know, as that happens. So, but yeah, we greatly appreciate you coming in and joining and taking the time. And man, we'll have to do this again, and we will see you in the future. Because we will make our way out to a KCXW.
Immediate future, huh? Immediate future. Like October 15th future. Like at Soccer Nation at Destiny for KCXW future.
That's right. Right.
I will see you then, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Jay Savage, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I wanted to take a second here. Tony Magic just subscribed to the channel. Tony Magic, we appreciate that so much. He just subscribed PogChamp to the channel. So that is awesome, man. Appreciate that sub. And then Tony pulling double duty. He's letting my 10-year-old son know where to go train. XWC Raytown.
Could be the next Billy Starks, starting super young. Who knows?
Well, that's what started that whole thing is when Billy Starks made her way out at Journey Pro. Dimitri got super excited, and I told Dimitri that she was the same age as Apple, and that she started wrestling when she was 13 or 14.
Yep.
And he got super excited. Started telling the people around him, he's like, I only have 3 years till I can start wrestling. And I was like, whoa, calm down, bud.
I will say he kept the chat active while you were fixing your internet, so he was
which was awesome.
Away. Loved it.
Which was awesome. I was super excited that I got to come in at the end of that interview, because that interview was getting really good. So
yeah, it was good stuff.
I'm super excited about it. So as you can tell, I'm so happy.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, guys, as you guys know, this is the part of the show where we like to take a 5-minute intermission. Go get you a drink. Take a piss break. Come back. Watch as much of the intermission video as you can. I highly recommend it. You're going to see all kinds of wrestling events that are going on in the Kansas and Missouri area. And then you're also going to see future shows coming up. So like I said, go grab something real quick, come back, watch that intermission video, and then
at least watch the first couple minutes, because the first starts off tomorrow night. St. Louis Anarchy. It's showing every single match that's on that card. The first minute or so of this video. So it's going to be a hell of a card.
You're dead.
Surprise, you're dead. Yep.
So,
all right, guys, we will see you in 5.
Kansas City has a new name in the pizza game. You Want a Pizza Me is Kansas City's only pro wrestling themed pizza food truck. Located across from the Black Box Theater and the West Bottoms, You Want a Pizza Me is dedicated to serving delicious flame-grilled pizzas named in homage to pro wrestling. Come try the High Flyer, El Luchador, Greener Than Grass, and their newest bestseller, The Undertaker. Regular and vegan options are available. They're also dedicated to getting you to eat your healthy vegetables with their selection of salads. Look for the big man in the luchador mask. Follow them at You Want a Pizza Me KC on social media. Kansas City is a top pro wrestling city, and You Want a Pizza Me is your spot for knockout top of the card pizza. Come get some.
Welcome, everybody, back to the I-70 Hot Tag, where we talk about Kansas City, Missouri independent professional wrestling. 6-month anniversary, man.
Flown by. It seems like it's been a month, man. Like, this has been the most fun I've had in a long time, and the weeks go by quick because I'm so excited to get on here and chat with some of these local wrestlers and talent, referees, everybody. Go ahead.
Beckerman says, just subbed up on YouTube. Appreciate that, Beckerman. If you guys haven't already, actually, I'll go ahead and do it. Explanation point, CR Media in the Twitch chat. Explanation point, I-70 Hot Tag in the Twitch chat. And explanation point Discord. Make sure you follow CR Media and the I-70 Hot Tag on all forms of social media. And then make sure you join the Discord. We're having lots of fun in there, talking wrestling, watching people get upset and leave, and all that stuff.
That's good stuff.
That's great stuff.
Man, Journey Pro Wild Thing.
Before that, I want to talk. I hope everybody enjoyed the interview with Jay Savage. I know I would have if I would have been here for most of it. Little irritated about that, but that's okay because it was getting really good. So I wanted to say that I hope that interview was as good as I felt like it was going.
It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude, can't wait for Destiny. KCXW is going to put on a hell of a show at Soccer Nation. Go check out their Facebook page, guys. KCX Wrestling on Facebook. You can still get tickets. Tickets are still available. Appreciate that, Casey. Appreciate you tuning in. Man, Jay Savage, great. Like you said, man, great interview. Super down to earth. One of our best interviews, I think. So,
awesome.
Can't wait to see him next weekend.
Awesome. Neither can I. So yes, Journey Pro Wild Thing. If
you were there live.
Yes. If you happen to tune in to Journey Pro on Twitch, you would have saw my big ass wearing this jersey with my son for quite a bit of the show.
You closed out the stream. If you watched it to the very end,
I did.
You were chanting Journey Pro, and that's how the stream ended, which was pretty badass.
Yeah. So we were right in front of the commentators. I saw guys snacks and I saw a guy right here, and there was like some pretty open area. I knew that the wrestlers were going to kind of come out there. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get away with it, but I was like, I'm going to sit there. So, I chose to kind of sit in the back at the last Journey event. I was like, this one I'm going to sit up front. So, got into a pretty heated exchange with Jeremy Wyatt. Both times when he was coming to the ring and when he was leaving. When he was leaving, I told him how much of a piece of feces he was, and he told me to go home and eat something, and that he was going to go home and sleep with his hot wife. So, yeah.
Heard every single bit of that exchange on the stream. It was fantastic.
Awesome. I'm glad. So, yeah, you messaged me. You put LMFAO, F you, fat boy. Yeah. So that's all right.
Man, what you were there live. What you got to experience every match, in
so
person.
Fun.
Yeah, man. What was your favorite match? Did you have one or
I did. It's funny you mentioned that. The main event would have taken the cake for me. However, the outcome of the main event, I was not too happy about. And maybe that's just me. Maybe they didn't want it to overshadow the moment with Micah at the end, with Micah becoming a Howlett officially. But the guy snacks Battle Royal, because I don't know if you went back and watched it, but Anakin Murphy like leaped onto me, which was pretty awesome.
I did not see that. I missed that somehow. So
there was a scuffle outside. He was sitting in Guy's Snack's lap, and then there was something else that happened, and then I think Anakin did like a rolling senton off the apron onto a pile of guys, and then he jumps in my lap and he's standing on me. So that was super fun. Dimitri had fun with the whole thing. Dimitri kept getting high fives from people. He got this little clapper from Wrestling Over Everything. That the wristband I wear, Wrestling Over Everything. It's a great company. They sell lots of merch at independent wrestling shows. So they were selling merch at that show, and Dimitri got a clapper. But he kept using it to give high fives to people. He gave one to Billy Starks. He was giving it to Pete as the guys Snacks Battle Royal, as the guys were rolling out of the ring at our feet. Dimitri's they're trying to sell that they're knocked out, and Dimitri's got the little thing in their face and trying to give them a high five. And after intermission, they had Darian Bingston and Chris Bay.
Yes.
So I was walking back to my seat, and as Chris Bay's coming out, I got to give him a too sweet.
Saw that.
And then after the match, Dimitri was standing up, and Chris Bay got out of the ring and sat down next to me in Dimitri's seat, and then told Dimitri to fan him with those clappers. And the camera cut away at a perfect time too, because
that's awesome.
It was funny. So we got a bag of guys snacks, and heads up, love guys snacks. I'll say it again, love guys snacks. But how come when I got the guys snacks bag, it was all cheese puffs? I literally had to eat 3/4 of cheese puffs to get to the other stuff at the bottom. I was very upset. So Dimitri thought it would be a great idea that while he's fanning Chris Bay, I'm so glad the camera came off of it, because it was just one of those moments where I had to I looked at him, I was like, why would you do that, bro? he grabs a handful of cheese puffs and like sticks them in Chris Bay's face. He's like, "You want some cheese puffs, bud?" And Chris Bay's like, "No, bud. No, I don't want it."
Oh, that's great.
Like after Chris Bay left, and like Dimitri sat down next to me. He goes, "That was so cool, Dad." I go, "Dimitri," I was like, "You literally almost crammed cheese puffs down his throat." And he was like, "No, I didn't. I just asked him if he wanted some." I go, "Yeah, like this in his face." So yeah, I mean, like the baseball park, obviously bring your own seat, but like the baseball park and the theme of it was great. The matches were awesome.
Yeah.
The matches were phenomenal. Christian Rose and Matt Nix was really good. That was a really weird ending to it. I wasn't expecting that. But I thought it showcased. I thought it was showcased because Gary J started off the show. Gary J and Sam Beal started off the show. Gary J after the match challenged. He said, "Whoever wins tonight between Matt Nix and Christian Rose, Gary J's challenging them for the Journey Pro Championship." And so, I felt like the ending of Christian Rose's match kind of solidified, like, hey, you're not just challenging somebody else, you're challenging Christian Rose, the Journey Pro champion. So, yeah, I mean, I could break this show down and tell you, all the good stuff about it, or you could go to twitch.tv/Journey2Anarchy and watch the replay of it. It's well worth the watch. All those matches didn't disappoint. Billy Starks and Heidi Howitzer. Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
That was going to be my match. We talked about favorite matches. I obviously, I'm a big women's wrestling fan. Go ahead, Chase.
He said, "Just subbed up. Becker sent me."
Nice.
So Becker, we appreciate you. Yeah, Beckerman, we appreciate you joining. He said, "I wanted to go to that show, but didn't hear about it until the day before. Before I moved to KC, I used to go to a lot of Manders marches."
And I'm assuming Manders marches is Manders the wrestler, who wrestled at Journey Pro.
Yeah,
against Moonshine. Yeah,
against Moonshine Mantel. That's correct.
Yep.
Which they started a chant.
Matches. That makes more sense. Manders marches. We're trying to figure out what a march is.
they started a chant, slap his meat, and Moonshine was not having it. There was a hilarious part in this match. It was how Moonshine won, and Manders put Moonshine on the top rope, and like he's hung up on the top rope, and Moonshine is like begging the referee. He's like, come here, help me." He goes, "I think something popped out." And like he's holding, I think it was Chin. He's holding Chin, and then Jovi distracts Manders, and that's how Moonshine comes in and gets him, and that's how he gets the win. But when Moonshine yelled, "I think something popped out," I started hyperventilating. I was laughing so hard. Because it was just the fun, like it just caught me off guard. He's like, help me. And then he looks down, he goes, "I think something popped out." And I was like, oh my God, dude. I was done. But yeah, great. Like I said, if you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch it. It's a great event. Other than the Reckoning getting the win, if the Howitts would have won, it would have been damn near perfect.
And I started thinking about that. Going back to the women's match, that was probably one of my favorites. But thinking more about how they finished that night, I think as it ended, I was disappointed. I thought it should have won. It didn't make sense to me at the time, but I started thinking about it, and the way that ended was, it did two things, and the story played out fantastic. Is the Reckoning is the top team in Journey Pro. They put them over as ain't nobody going to stop the Reckoning. Jeremy Wyatt, Luke Langley, Jay Fowler, they're the top team in Journey Pro. But the other story that is the bigger story is Micah Howlett. And I don't think the Howletts needed to win to play that story up. And the way that ended with Micah in the ring, getting that Howlett's jacket. If it was one-sided, it would have been, I think if Howlett's would have won, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how Journey goes forward with this, because now the reckoning has to go against somebody else. Now they're going to have to start building a different feud, I think. Or at least somewhat. I'm sure Micah's still going to want revenge over Jay Fowler, but I wasn't, again, watching it live, wasn't a fan, but I think thinking about it now, I think it might have been the right move.
Well, I think we're going to get a rematch. And I think this time it might be like a street fight or something. Which was weird. I thought this was a street fight because when the Reckoning came out, they were in street clothes.
Yeah.
They were in jeans and stuff. And by the way, I got that Fowler shirt. I bought that Fowler shirt before the match.
Oh, the buns for life.
Yeah, the buns for life. I bought that shirt. Yeah.
That's the first thing I saw when he came out. That's fantastic.
Yes. I saw it at the merch stand and I was like, dude, I gotta have it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even have my NWO for life shirt anymore. I'll probably buy a new one, but when I saw that shirt, I was like, yo, I gotta have that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. For me, it was like I was really kind of like, because you lose, and then they invite him to be a Howlett. It's like, okay, well now you're inviting him to be in a group of losers,
Yeah.
So, but no, it was a great way to end the show. Yeah. Like I said, it would have been because, dude, I lost my voice. As soon as they came out and I got the middle finger back from. I had the middle finger in his face, and then him and Luke Langley were like, "Oh!" And then that's when he was like, "Fuck you, fat boy." And I was like, "All right, you're gonna get yours." And then I love Micah's new attitude, man. Micah came out and was just every opportunity he was hitting somebody, yelling "F you" in their face. I was like, this is Micah Howlett right here.
Yeah,
this is Micah Howlett, and. After the match, okay, here's what's funny. Hey, yo, new sub referred by my boy Beckerman. Oh,
Beckerman, my man.
Beckerman's bringing them in tonight.
I like it.
Nick's Kicks and Comics. We got a lot of comics guys in here tonight. So
yeah,
that's fun. That's crazy because we were just talking to Jay Savage, who's a comic book guy, and then last night on the AEW Dynamite show, Mark was talking about comics. He's actually our friend Mark is actually designing or like trying to design his own wrestle graphic novels right now.
Really,
he's doing that as a side thing. So yeah, check out Pro Wrestling Kingpin on social media. To get that. But what I was going to say is the
I think the ending of Journey.
Oh, yeah. So that's what it was. So they all three, there was a suplex, and then Jeremy came off the top rope with an elbow drop. And then Fowler came off with the frog splash. Fowler pinned him. Well, Anaya was walking around, and Anaya didn't roll in to help. And it was the end of the match. But me, I'm like looking. I'm like, bro, where's Anaya and Hoodie? Like, why are they not rolling in? Like, Hoodie was hurt, but Anaya was like walking around. And then it got really weird. I was like, dude, I looked at Demetri. I go, dude, they're about to turn on Micah. I was like, I knew Journey Pro wasn't going to keep the Howletts faces for very long. I go, they're about to turn on Micah. I was like, this sucks. And I was really mad. And then when he left, I was like, all right, cool. When Anaya came back with the jacket, which, by the way, I don't know if you heard or not, but Hoodie said that was a present from Major Baston.
I did hear that.
Which brings me to my next point. I probably shouldn't say this on air, but I have put a message out to Major Baston about coming on the show. So
that would be awesome.
Yeah, he is alive. He does still wander social media, but I have put a message out to Major Basin. So maybe possibly Major Basin might see this and be like, "Oh, that's who that is messaging me."
I'm sure he watches every week.
Yeah, I'm sure he does too.
So Beckerman says he was at the last 2 CSW shows.
Yeah.
So you were at Horseman Country. You may have saw our booth up there. We were set up at the at Horseman Country, and we will definitely be at Vendetta on November 5th.
We will be at Vendetta, won't we?
Yes, we will.
We have a very special announcement for Vendetta. If you saw in the did you put that in the commercial, or did I jump ahead?
You jumped ahead. It's all good, though.
My bad, dude. My bad.
It's all good. We got CSW. We got 3 CSW announcements to happen at the end of the show, so stick around for that.
Thank you for the follow, Harris Family Hobbies. Man, we're getting all kinds of follows tonight.
Harris Family Hobbies is Jay Savage.
Nice. Okay. So we are we're getting all kinds of subs on YouTube, follows on Twitch. I like it. Yeah, I actually won the first belt they gave away in that VIP deal beforehand. Okay. Were you the one that was there for that lady who you went for her and you got the belt for her, or did you get the belt? I wonder if
I think the second one was the one that took it home to the
lady who couldn't go.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure. If I remember correctly. I don't know.
Harris Family Hobbies. Just hit that subscribe button on Twitch, man.
My man.
Man. No, I got the first one. Okay. So it was a pretty belt, man.
It was.
It was a pretty belt. Josh and I got tickets to enter in, and we were fighting. I was like, if the I-70 hot tag wins this belt, I go, I'll take this one home to display since you already have your AEW Tag Team Championship on display.
Signed by the Arn Anderson.
That's right. You did get it signed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
so,
sir.
All right, let's
get
fantastic
back on the event, guys. Let's kind of move on here. We've got Mid-States Wrestling, which is having an event tomorrow night in Dodge City, Kansas, on October 7th. To benefit the Special Olympics in Kansas. They posted a video on their social media page on Facebook from our friend, the Space Cowboy, Jason Jones. Let's take a look.
Wrestling fans, it's the Space Cowboy, Jason Jones, and I'm here to take you back Dodge City, Kansas, Friday, October 7th in Dodge City at the Wireless Arena. It's going to be a big benefit for the Special Olympics, Kansas. And let me tell you, we've got guests. And speaking of guests, who all did we have? I can't remember.
Jason!
Oh my God, Jimmy!
The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. You told him Lex Luger's going to be there?
The total package.
You're showing 5 or 6 big matches?
We got 2 big ones.
We'll be taking pictures, signing autographs. You got to get your tickets and come on out. I'm heading for there now, baby.
The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, Mid-States Wrestling. Be there Friday, October 7th, Dodge City, Kansas.
So funny. We just showed a clip of Jimmy Hart. While I was putting together those last couple of questions for Jay Savage, I was watching our friend Anthony Blackwell, who tech support Tony, explanation point tech support Tony in the Twitch chat, which will bring you to his link tree. He streams on YouTube. He's a great guy. He's actually going to be my new co-host at the end of the month for the AEW Dynamite post show. Anyways, I was watching that, and one of his friends was telling a story about how Jimmy Hart told a story of like back in the old days, somebody carried him out of the ring, and there was somebody who made a blow dart gun and hit him in the butt with a blow dart. Yeah. He thought that he had pulled a muscle or something because he had a lot of pain. And then when he got back to the back, it was like not on his butt, but it was like his lower like thigh, like almost his quadricep, and it was a blow dart. Like that's how alive kayfabe used to be back in the day. Was they hated him so much they hit his butt with a blow dart. Somebody like, of course, you couldn't get away with that nowadays.
No,
you couldn't. Yeah, like I mean,
you wouldn't have got that in the venue.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, like if you did it like old tribal style, like with like some bamboo or something like that, maybe you could.
Yeah.
Put it in your sock or something. But of course, I would never do that. But
no,
just saying. But yeah, no, that's crazy that somebody would bring one in and because they were talking about like the multiple times they did a story tonight about the woman who. The woman, I forgot her name already, the woman who was murdered that Jimmy Snuka was suspected of. So I watched that Tales from the Territory. Yeah, that's what it was. Tales from the Territories, where Jimmy Hart talked about that. Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly what it was. Yep. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Jeez.
But yeah,
guys.
Mid-States Wrestling, Dodge City, Kansas. We met Space Boy Cowboy Jones before the event. CSW Horseman Country, super great guy. Told Josh and I that we need to make our way down to Mid-States Wrestling, and I agree. So we will definitely. My wife says, since when do you watch true crime? If it has to do with wrestlers, I'll watch it.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah. So they Mid-States runs mainly in Harrison, Arkansas. They do run a lot in Springfield, Missouri. So that's probably going to be the time to go. Especially if we can try to get an event where they run intertwined with some that new Show Me Pro Wrestling, which is down there in Republic, Springfield area. Might be able to make kill two birds with one stone, two birds with one trip. I would like to say.
Now, are you gonna disguise that as a family trip, or
wouldn't do it any other way?
Or are you going to disguise that as a work trip, since there is a Pepsi facility in Springfield?
You're right. I could do either one. But then again, she, the wife might be a little curious as to why I'm going to work on a Saturday. So may have to be a family trip. But yeah, guys, if you're out in the Western Kansas area, Dodge City, Kansas, you're going to see Jimmy Hart. You're going to see Lex Luger. Moonshine Mantell's on the graphic. He's supposed to be out there. So Luke Langley, I think, is on there. A couple other MSW wrestlers. So great cause, guys. Special Olympics, Kansas. Go hang out and have a good time.
Speaking of Luke Langley, New Breed Wrestling, Chris Wyatt Memorial. They had a match announcement. We're going to get Superstar Steve versus the Smoking Ace, Luke Langley. So, he goes by the Black Diamond in CSW. And I can't remember, does he go by Black Diamond in Journey Pro?
I don't know. I know he's a Smoking Ace, I think, everywhere except CSW. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but everywhere else I see him advertised, it's always the Smoking Ace. So
my good friend Scott Razdark Wolf just subscribed for 2 months in a row to the stream, to the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CR Media. My wife says, well, I'm taking away one of your viewers. It's past his bedtime, and hopefully his stomach doesn't bother him tonight. I really don't want to have to deal with that. For those that don't know or are curious, Bike Angel is my wife. And D. Riley Media is my 10-year-old son. And I'm actually very surprised that he was so chipper in the chat tonight because one of his friends bought the one chip challenge off of Amazon. These are 10-year-olds, which is wild to me. Absolutely wild. So, and if you have not seen the one chip challenge, I recommend going online and looking that up. I have watched somebody do it live, and it's pretty brutal. And my 10-year-old son, who does not like spicy food, in fact, throws a girl fit, like a little girl fit, when I make biscuits and gravy because the sausage gravy is too spicy. And it's just normal Jimmy Dean sausage, you know? So he decided he was going to eat some of that chip, the one chip challenge. My wife said that she heard him screaming for his mommy, and she ran outside, and he was hurtling to the house, and talking about how much pain he was in. And then to top it off, he rubbed his eyes. So yeah. So fun. Anyways,
golly, man. What do I get to look forward to?
Well, I wanted to give you guys a little sidetrack there. I wanted to talk about Luke Langley at Journey Pro. I don't know if you heard it in the stream, but at Journey Pro, I told Luke Langley, I go, "A diamond upside down." I yelled it at him. I was not going to waste that opportunity.
That's
I was
fantastic.
I was sitting there thinking for a minute. I was like, does he go by Black Diamond in Journey Pro? I was like, I know he does in CSW. I was like, oh, well, he'll get it anyways. So, yeah. I got a middle finger. I got a middle finger for that one. So,
that's fantastic.
Yep.
Awesome.
Luke has middle fingers for days for the fans. He is not, especially at Journey Pro. You know, CSW, it's a little bit more family friendly. But at Journey Pro, you know, the wrestlers kind of let loose a little bit. So, yeah.
Man, this match, extremely, I'm going to say I'm jealous for everybody in Eldon, Missouri, and who is going to this event because these are two fantastic athletes. I mean, like I couldn't say anything better about Superstar Steve the last few months, not few months, but since I started watching wrestling back in my first live event in an independent wrestling show was in Harrisonville, WLW. Superstar Steve was one of the guys there. Luke Langley is an up-and-coming, not really up-and-coming, but he is making waves in Kansas City for both CSW and Journey Pro. And he's over New Breed, going to tear down the house with Superstar Steve. So,
yeah, Luke Langley has always been greatly talented. But ever since, you know, in the past, God, has it been like 6 months, 8 months since he dropped the Namaste, the Namaste gimmick, the yoga gimmick, or the guru gimmick?
Yeah, when he was the yoga with Mike Seidel,
yeah. I mean, since he dropped that, man, I mean, he's just, you know, like, and we'll give him, you know, I'll give him stuff, and you know, we'll talk negative about Jeremy White on this show. I will shit on Jeremy White every chance I get. Are you wearing your Jeremy White t-shirt?
I'm not.
Okay. I was going to say, you know, just to break kayfabe a little bit, you're sitting here going, yeah, we'll shit on Jeremy White. And you're sitting there wearing a Monarch t-shirt.
Nope.
Anyways, but you know, I mean, like, that's just how it is. Like, you know, Jeremy, since he aligned himself with Jeremy, he has, you know, it has kicked him up quite a bit. So, not that he wasn't talented before, because Luke Langley is extremely talented. But you know, if you go back and you watch the episode with Luke Langley, I give him shit. I'm like, why would you align yourself with Jeremy Wyatt? And then he you know, he kind of rebutted back at me. He was like, why wouldn't I? I was like, yeah, no, I get it. But yeah. KCXW Destiny.
Woo!
Soccer Nation. So cannot wait.
October 15th, man.
Yep. I like going to these different ones and seeing all the different things. You know, Journey Pro has like a really like CSW. It feels like and I don't mean this as a knock, but it feels like a legit wrestling show, like a legit wrestling promotion.
Right.
Journey Pro is fun. I mean, like it's just, not that I don't have fun at the other places. What I mean by that is like it's just an overall, like it's like a party almost, more than it is an event. The Glory Pro, I felt like it was a showcase, and we talked about this when we broke the show down. A lot of those matches don't have a lot of story to them, but they're showcasing a lot of talent. So that's why I feel like that. So I'm very interested to go to KCXW for the first time, and kind of like feel out like what that atmosphere is like. And that's what I love about going to these different events. So,
and KCXW, though, may not feel like as big as CSW, Glory Pro, Journey. They are one of the only ones that run weekly shows. And they're posting their Saturday Slam. They're creating stories. They're building, this event is every single match has a build to it. Every single match has a story. And if you watch their Saturday Slams on their Facebook page or YouTube page, you should be invested in each and every one of their matches. So I'm excited for it, just like you are. This is my first KCXW event. I was excited for it when they first had their first Soccer Nation. It was around the first month of this show of the I-70 hot tag. They had Dean Alexander there. The Infinite won the Metro Championship. We didn't really know. We didn't have our footing underneath us yet. So I'm excited to go, man. This is going to be fun. And they have just announced their vacant KCXW championship match. Sorry, I got sidetracked from Raz. They announced their KCXW championship match for Destiny, which is going to be our guest next week. El Diablo is in a 3-way match against Calvin Aldridge and Hollis Garreau. I think is how you pronounce his name. Should be a hell of a match, guys. We've seen Calvin wrestle many times in like XWE across the I think he was in UUCW a couple times. El Diablo, obviously, same kind of deal. This is gonna be a fun match, and it's to crown their vacant. I saw the video that they posted. Their championship's been kind of in a display case. They're at the headquarters or XWC, so they pulled it out, and this is the match to crown their champion. So it's gonna be fun.
Is that the belt that you get a replica of?
It is. Like the big case,
which is a very, very pretty championship.
Yeah,
I like it a lot better than the Metro Pro Championship.
I don't know. The Metro one that the Infinite has is pretty nice too. But
that Kansas City belt is gorgeous.
The KCXW World Championship kind of reminds me of the NWL KC Championship with the KC on it. It's a fantastic title. So
that's exactly what I thought of when we saw it for the first time. So when I saw it for the first time. So
speaking of Ryan the Infinite,
yes,
if you guys follow their social media, you've probably already seen this, but Ryan the Infinite is going to be defending his Metro Championship against the Pariah. And they posted a fantastic video, and I want to show this too. There are promos from both guys kind of getting you hyped for the match. We'll show it here.
Is a creator without a destroyer. Where are you? times. You chose now, when together we can both be the Kansas City Metro champion, to disappear, to go back to your old ways of hiding. Well, lad, your creator is demanding you to show yourself. We are one. We are supposed to be the singularity. Where are you?
Where have I been? You ask. Where have I been? I've been deciding whether or not I even want the singularity anymore. Ever since you started pandering to these pathetic fans. Huh? You want to inspire hopes and dreams instead of cause chaos, violence, pain. And they eat it up too. They look at you like you're this immortal champion. I made you Metro champion! Destiny. I'm gonna take it all away.
That was nice. I like that.
Dude. If you're not pumped for that match just by watching that, I mean, what the hell? That's fantastic, man. It's gonna be hell of a match.
Absolutely.
The Pariah taking on the Infinite for the Metro Championship.
Absolutely. The I-70 Hot Tag will be there in attendance at Soccer Nation live for KCXW Destiny. It's just 9 days away, people. So let's hear from some of the talent, KCXW, which aired this past weekend at Saturday Slam.
October 15th.
Kansas City Extreme Wrestling brings destiny to Soccer Nation. Soak it in.
One mistake from you, and it's over.
Come witness me and Big Money Martin.
Esta es que ya. Esta es que el mundo. Sí. We're ready to smash the Bully Smasher and Jay Savage's faces.
When we're done playing, we're done smiling, we're done having fun. You pissed us off.
Lynn and Little Marte Marshall with his injured shoulder.
Watch us break them in half.
Whoosha.
Get on my level.
Destiny. Be there.
That's what destiny is.
Shannon and I, we are ready to smash!
KCXW, Soccer Nation, Destiny!
Good luck.
Man! Are you hyped for Destiny, man?
I am. I'll tell you what. I have a question to ask you.
Yes,
so
sir.
we're having El Diablo on the show next week, correct?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Does El Diablo speak English? Because I may look like I speak it, but CR Media is Mexicant. So
no, he is not. He does not speak English. So next week is going to be
you booked a guy who doesn't speak English.
I did, but I have a plan. Don't worry.
Okay.
We have a plan, and we will definitely
Google
have
translate.
Yep, we're gonna have him talking to the translator. No, we will have a translator on the show with us to help decipher our conversation with him and ask him all about Destiny. That's just 2 days before one of their biggest shows of the year, guys. So
that's wild.
And El Diablo, he's going for the championship, the heavyweight world championship for KCXW. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun conversation with him. So
absolutely. Show Me Pro Wrestling. Don't forget to get your tickets now for Show Me Pro Wrestling's Next Level show on October 22nd at CrossFit Republic in Republic, Missouri. Don't wait and miss out on it. former WWE superstar, big time Eugene,
Big
is
money.
going to be in the house. He'll be in action, as well as Mighty Micah. They have ringside tickets and general admission tickets available. They are offering VIP meet and greet packages as well. So just go to www.showmeprowrestling.com and get yours now. Don't miss this event, guys.
Yes, Show Me Pro Wrestling. If you go to that website, you click on that podcast link, you're going to see a very familiar logo, and that's the I-70 Hot Tag logo. They are helping promote the I-70 Hot Tag, though I believe they have to individually post our episodes, which links to our YouTube page. So each view goes to our YouTube page. I think the last one they posted was our Austin Mulitalo. So they're a little more behind than our podcast uploads are. But hey,
that makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah. So super cool of them to kind of help support us, and we're going to support them. They're out at Republic, Missouri. Go check them out. I think that's October 22nd. Is the bell times at 6 p.m. CrossFit Republic in Republic, Missouri, off of State Highway 174. Again, man, Mighty Micah, love him, and Big Money Eugene. So
absolutely,
hopefully they can afford to run a second show after booking him. So
Tri-States Wrestling. We haven't heard from Tri-States Wrestling since early June, guys. But they ran a few shows in northern Missouri, especially in St. Joe. Bethany and Macon, Missouri. How do you say that?
Macon, I think.
Macon, Missouri. But after that, their social media accounts just went silent. Well, they've posted a message on their Facebook page on September 29th. Let's show it on the screen, Josh. We return. Details October 11th. Nice.
Love it.
Yes.
Look at that. Astonishing Austin Mulitalo has reacted to it. Were you able to go out? I know they ran up there in St. Joe area. Were you able to go out to one of those events?
I was not. But yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. They had a lot of posters around this area. Had Miranda Gordy on the poster, Jeremy Wyatt, I think Mighty Micah, a couple others. It was when I was up here last time. So yeah. CCW Hardcore Halloween had a match announcement. We're gonna get the Dangerous and Delicious with Shy Lynn versus Summer and Alan Jones.
Slammer.
It's not Summer. Slammer and Alan Jones. Sorry, my bad. Slammer and Alan Jones. Dangerous and Delicious with Shy Lynn.
Man,
so seeing Shy Lynn and Slammer crossing paths a lot lately.
Yeah, man. Maybe we'll get Charlene kicking Slammer in the face. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
You know what else I noticed? That picture of Shy Lynn seems to be very popular.
When it's a good photo, you just gotta use it, and
that's right.
It may get overused, but who knows?
Yeah. Dean says Shy Lynn has a match in New Breed Wrestling, but it's not posted, and KCXW will be kick ass.
Dean, are you going to be at KCXW? If so, make sure you come up and say hi to us. We will be there. We both will be. Chase will be wearing exactly what he's wearing right there, and I'll have my I-70 Hot Tag polo on. So,
right.
come up and say hey.
That's right.
Man, but Dangerous and Delicious, is that kind of a knock on Vicious and Delicious of
I think so.
WCW? Is it?
Yes.
So which one of these bad boys is the Buff Bagwell of the group? Is it the guy on the left?
It would have to be. I assume the guy on the right. The guy on the right looks dangerous.
Yeah.
So
You're
I don't
right.
think he.
So,
I don't think he's.
So what you're saying is the guy on the left looks delicious. Is that what you're saying? Got him. Yeah. Anyway, guys, Cape Championship Wrestling. Go out and check them out.
Absolutely. CSW, Central States Wrestling, which we were just talking about earlier in the show with all of our guests from YouTube. Their show, Remember, the 5th of November, Vendetta. We're going to crown the first ever Central States Wrestling champion. We're going to have a fatal 4-way match of Jeremy Wyatt, Dak Draper, Camaro Jackson, and who's the fourth guy?
Moonshine Mantel.
Moonshine Mantel, that's right. So, the I-70 Hot Tag will be making an official match announcement next week, October 13th.
Yes, we will.
That is right.
Man, next Thursday, we're going to be making that announcement. They've already announced 5 matches, I believe. So this is going to be the 6th unless there's a match announced in between now and then. But yeah, guys, this is going to be the first time you're going to be able to see this match announced, obviously. And then it'll be posted on the social medias days after. So super excited to be able to have this opportunity to announce a match. We did announce one for Horseman Country.
That's right. We did. We announced Luigi Primo and Niles
Planquet.
Arjun Singh. It was Arjun Singh.
You're right. Yes, my bad.
Luigi Primo and Arjun Singh, we got to announce here on the I-70 Hot Tag after we announced that we were sponsoring the Horseman Country. So then tonight we get to, or not tonight, but next week we get to announce another match. So Dean says, good night, guys. Got to go. Dean, have a fantastic night. We appreciate you joining with us. Appreciate your support all the time, man. It never goes unnoticed, my good friend. So
and we will see you at KCXW.
That's right. Rez says, what did I do now? I don't think he did. Did he do anything?
No, he did. I think he may have been responding to me. He distracted me when I was talking. I saw him comment, and then I got distracted. But we're good. We're good. So last week, guys, we had the premiere on the I-70 Hot Tag. We talked a lot about what they thought of Hoodie and Anaya. But the one thing we did not talk to them about was if they were going to accept their challenge that the Howletts put out at Horseman Country. If you remember at the end of their matches, their singles matches, Anaya kind of got on the mic and said that they were going to challenge them to a dog collar match, the Premier versus the Howletts, at the next CSW event. Well, that's right. The Premier, a.k.a. the
P-Boys,
have responded to the Howletts. We have that full video for you to play here, and we're going to play it here in 2 seconds.
Show. The Howletts tried to call up the Premier for yet another match. And at this point, it's getting awfully blatant, wouldn't you say? You know, the further they fall into irrelevancy, the more they try and kind of ride the cloud of the Premier. Yeah. Well, I'm tired of that. So let's end that once and for all, Howletts. You see, you've created this narrative, right, that we're pretty boys from the city, we won't get down and dirty, you're from the streets. Well, guess what? We played you in your own game. We had a street fight, and you all saw how that ended. Premier up, right?
That's exactly what I saw. Everybody at the Camelot Ballroom saw what happens whenever the Howletts think they're on the same level as the Premier. And what was that? They were in the middle of the ring, covered in blood, and thumbtacks, beaten, Premier up. And that's a reoccurring theme here in the Midwest. The top tag team in the Midwest is the Premier. You guys said we couldn't get scars. We proved to you that we could get scars. You said we didn't have it in us, that we were crazy. Oh yeah, we got crazy. And you know what? Regarding that dog collar match, I think that we're going to go ahead and accept that. You know why? Because the Premier is the most dangerous tag team in the world. Not the Howletts, the Premier. It is Premier Vince.
Yeah, what's up, Roscoe?
Armory, yeah, the new venue for the November CSW show, yeah. You know what it is, dude. Premier things, little VIP experience, a little tour before they let all the other J-Brons in here. No, I'm glad they moved. Honestly, it's a lot more spacious. They probably needed that. They're going to keep booking the Premier. Obviously, we're selling out that other place back in the house, so they did need to grow a little bit. Oh, wait, really? No, I mean, yeah, that's fine by me. Yeah. I'll let them know. Yep, appreciate you, boss. I know you just said we accepted, and I regret to inform you, unfortunately, our fearless leader, our great manager, Roscoe Leach, got us the night off. Oh, no! So, Howlets, you're not going to get your wish this time. Whatever you guys do in November at CSW, that's your business. But at this point, the Premier has the night off, so we'll see you never, J-Brons. Let's get out of here, dude.
Let's get out of here, J-Brons.
Heard that. I wish I didn't, but I did.
Not going to see the
weaseled-
color match.
Well, they weaseled out of it. They weaseled out of it for November. But look, I have a feeling that we're still going to get the Premier versus the Howlets. Maybe not a dog collar match, but I have a feeling we're going to see the Premier and the Howlets again. It's been since April, since the tag team street fight. We've seen singles matches. We've seen nights off. We've seen interference. We've seen cowboy hats thrown at fans. I mean, that's all there is to it. Sooner or later, they're going to have to, the Premier is going to have to pay for their crimes. So I don't know how that is. I don't know when it is, but sooner or later. So
how in the hell is Roscoe Leach going to pull strings to get them the night off?
Well, it's Gil Rogers. So, and you all know how much of a fan of Gil Rogers I am because he suspended Hoodie for a month. So,
he
I'm
hit
sure-
our boy Trinity. I mean, you gotta.
Yeah, I know.
I deserve a month off.
I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting that with Trinity. I keep forgetting. Beckerman says, "Good show, guys. I really enjoyed this. There's way more wrestling in this area than I knew about." Beckerman, you and us both, man. I did the exact same thing, dude. Like I said, when Josh and I very first started this, we thought, oh yeah, we'll cover like the 4 or 5 promotion or the 2 or 3 promotions in Kansas and the 4 or 5 in Missouri.
Yeah,
I think
boy,
our list
were we
is
wrong.
Yeah, I think our list is at 20 something and counting.
Yeah, we're close to 20. Yep.
Yeah, which is awesome, man. But yeah, so no premiere. Good news, no premiere at CSW Vendetta. Bad news, we don't get to see the Howlets beat the dog snot out of them in a dog collar match at Vendetta. But like I said, sooner rather than later, the Howlets and the Premier are gonna have to square off again.
They have to. Yeah, it's got to be a payoff, and at some point in time, they got to. Like you said,
it's like Micah said at Journey Pro. When you hear the trumpet, it's your ass.
It's your ass.
Other than that, I think we got a match announcement for Vendetta recently, didn't we?
We do, and weirdly enough, I do not have the graphic to pop up onto the screen, but
I think you had the graphic. Did you have the graphic on the intermission video?
No, I did not because I'm only doing the full match cards on the events that are coming up in the next week or so.
Gotcha.
But we've already announced a match for Mr. Luke Langley, the Smoking Ace Luke Langley. But this time he's going to be known as the Black Diamond Luke Langley. He's going to go one-on-one with none other than Dan the Dad. Wish I had the graphic to pull up, guys, but this is going to be a great match. Dan the Dad has been in a staple of St. Louis over in the Glory Pro area. He's wrestled a couple times in Anarchy, I think. And this is his second time since we started this podcast. He's going to be wrestling in CSW. So this time taking on the Black Diamond, man. So it's going to be super fun.
It is. It is. I'm very excited for that match.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I was going to say, we're going to talk about some upcoming shows that we haven't talked about already, but some that we haven't talked about already, some that we have.
There is a lot. I added a lot more. As we've talked about that we think there's 5. There's actually 20, and we thought there was 10 shows coming up. There's actually 15. Anyway, there's a couple more shows than we've missed over the last couple weeks that's coming up that we're going to announce here. So, Chase, take it away.
Absolutely, guys. Tomorrow night, you're going to get the opportunity to see St. Louis Anarchy presents Surprise, You're Dead. Matt Fitchett versus Billy Starks, Davey Vega versus Gary J, Jeremy Wyatt versus Kenny Alfonso, just to name a few. Guys, if you have not already, I know you love subscribing and following CR Media 1988 on twitch.tv, but go ahead and go over to twitch.tv/journey2 anarchy, and you don't have to worry about traveling to St. Louis or to Illinois, St. Louis, to watch this event live. If you're not able to make it out there, you can watch it online. So definitely check that out. Mid-States Wrestling is also tomorrow night as well. They're going to be doing Blazing New Trails in Dodge City, Kansas. That video that we watched with Space Cowboy and the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Lex Luger is also scheduled to be there. So the proceeds to that are to the Kansas Special Olympics. Definitely excited to see that. Then tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but the next day, October 8th, you're going to see New Breed Wrestling presents Chris Wyatt Memorial at the Eldon, Missouri Community Center. We kind of talked about that already. The October 8th show, MMWA Professional Wrestling presents Nightmare on 7th Street in St. Louis, Missouri. A coffin match for the MMWA heavyweight title. Do you know who's competing in this coffin match?
I had the graphic. Again, I do not have that loaded up, but I was extremely excited when I saw coffin match. Yes. So a lot of there's going to be a lot of Halloween themed shows coming up over the next month or so. So or the next month, I guess, and could not be more excited about that, man. I think this one, let's see, it's one of these events is having a costume contest for the fans. So they're encouraging you to show up to the event in full Halloween costume, and they're going to rank your costume at some point in the event. So that might be Trailblazer. I'm not 100% sure.
Nice. Then we have KCXW Destiny at Soccer Nation, which we talked about on October 15th. October 15th is pretty loaded. We also, on October 15th, we also have Trailblazer Championship Wrestling presents Monsters Brawl in Olathe, Kansas. And then also on October 15th, we have World League Wrestling presents Brawl in the Fall in Troy, Missouri, highlighting a WLW title match, Superstar Steve versus Moses the Deliverer, in a 2 out of 3 falls match. That is correct. Moses is the current WLW champion.
Yes, he is.
October 22nd, Show Me Pro Wrestling presents Next Level in Republic, Missouri. Former ICWF champion Mighty Micah will be in action. Also on October 22nd, XWE presents Haunted Havoc in Salina, Kansas. And then also on October 22nd, Grandel Wrestling presents From Dusk Till Dawn in Sauget,
Illinois.
Yep. Featuring Gary J, Dak Draper, Tootie Lynn, Moses, Raheem, Ethan Price, among many others, will also be there as well, guys.
So Grandel Wrestling, we have not talked about them on this show. I kept seeing their events show up, at least this next one, show up in Illinois. It's the exact same thing as St. Louis Anarchy. Sauget, Illinois is literally like a hop, skip, and a jump from the St. Louis border, and they go back and forth. Sauget, and then they go to St. Louis. So this event I've seen promoted for Grandel Wrestling for the last month, I feel like, and every wrestler is a local guy. You know, Dak Draper, Tootie Lynn. I think Mike Outlaw, I think, is going to be there. You know, Moses to Deliver, Raheem. So it's a St. Louis promotion, guys, and that just added to our list that we've talked about a couple times already of promotions that we're going to start covering. So
That's right.
Can't wait to start watching their stuff.
Absolutely. So guys, that kind of does it for like the majority of October. We're going to stop right at October 22nd because, I mean, like I said, there's 3 events on October 15th. There's 2 on October 7th, 2 on October 8th, 3 on October 22nd as well. So October is full. There's plenty. If you are in the Missouri, Kansas area, the Kansas City metro area, there is plenty of professional wrestling for you to go see and check out. Definitely no shortage anywhere. So, yeah. And then next week's episode, the hot tag, I-70. We kind of talked about this already, but we are going to have El Diablo.
Yes.
Who does not speak English, but is going to bring a translator with him. So this is going to be a unique, different, but fun interview, guys. You don't want to miss this. I did not know that El Diablo did not speak English. So this is the first I'm hearing about this. So we will be talking to El Diablo and his translator next week.
Absolutely. And we may be talking to the next KCXW heavyweight champion as well. So
that's right. Guys, if you haven't already, Explanation Point Discord in the chat. Join the Discord. So you know what's going on, and you know that we're having fun and all that good stuff. Explanation Point CR Media in the chat. Make sure you hit the link tree and follow CR Media everywhere on social media. The main thing I'm looking at right now, guys, is we're looking at trying to hit 1,000. I'd like to hit 1,000 by the end of October on TikTok. We are a little over 200 away from hitting 1,000. And once we hit 1,000 on TikTok, we can go live on TikTok. And Josh, please inform the viewers. Why would we want to go live on TikTok?
Saturate the market.
That's right, guys. The more places we can go live, the more exposure we get, the more people see us. So yes, that is the goal. And then like I said, just follow CR Media everywhere on social media. Follow the I-70 hashtag everywhere on social media.
You're 800 followers on TikTok. You got 800 of them. Swerve about 600 of them, because I know 200 of them at least follow the I-70 hot tag. 600 that are not following the I-70 hot tag, go on over to the I-70 hot tag on TikTok and push that follow button and follow us as well, because, hey, man, if we can get Chase and Josh live on TikTok, man, baby, there's no stopping us at that point.
There isn't.
You had a lot, there's probably a couple, maybe 50, 100 Chiefs fans on there that followed you, but I'd say probably 90% of your TikTok followers are fans of your wrestling content.
Yeah. They at least like wrestling in some aspect, because I don't post very much Chiefs content on there.
Yeah.
So they probably, if they didn't like it, they would have unfollowed by now. So,
for sure.
Absolutely. Guys, fantastic show.
Absolutely.
We're right here at the 2-hour mark.
6 months. 6 months is done.
Yep.
Man.
We gotta do something. We gotta do something big for the year episode.
We do. We do. We got 6 months to think about it now.
Yeah, I know. Halfway there.
Maybe. Hey, Raz. Maybe the 1 year mark might get Chase to get that chop.
No.
No.
Well, yeah, we gotta do something big. Yeah. I'll ask my son later how the 1-chip challenge went. We might do something for the 1-chip challenge. But I'll ask my son how that went first.
Well, he was screaming to please take him to the hospital, so not good. Didn't go well.
No, I want to get chopped by. If I'm going to get chopped, I'm going to get chopped by a big man. So,
Raz, you're just not a big enough man to chop Chase. Sorry.
Yep, it's going to have to be somebody like Moonshine Mantell or Derek Neal or
God, dude, Derek Neal.
Yeah,
I've seen his chops, dude.
I might take one from Gary J.
Gary J's is rough too. That one echoed through the arena. So
yeah. And left an imprint on that dude's back.
Adrian Surge. Surge. Yep.
Yeah. Well, guys, as always, Josh and I greatly appreciate you. These past 6 months have been the funnest, as fun as the word, the most fun I've had in a very long time in my life. I'm 34 years old. I'm fat. And
hey, me too.
So I don't have a whole lot to look forward to other than fucked up knees from all the weight I'm putting on them. So, these shows bring me joy, lots of it. And, like I said, we're having lots of fun. So, again, we appreciate you guys like crazy. For CR Media, my name is Chase. And right here, that's my co-host, the real Josh Elliott. This is the I-70 Hot Tag. And as always, guys, good fighting, good night.